All right. Hello, everyone.
What up?
Perfect. And so we are back on 428 Shibuya Scramble. Lemur is not feeling well tonight, unfortunately, so she is out again. Which is why we're doing this. But that's okay, because, it hasn't been enough time that I've completely forgotten what we've done. So that's a plus.
Yeah, that's a bonus, I would say.
So I see in our stream chat we have our recap. So Kanan told us that a mastermind plotted a kidnapping that Maria took the fall for. Yep, she did not take that well either. She passed out immediately. Minorikawa had a bad interview full of sexual tension. Look, they're gonna be boyfriends.
Oh yeah.
I don't make the rules. We gotta make sure Minorikawa doesn't get Achi stabbed. Yeah. Of all the bad things that Minorikawa has caused, this may be the worst. And Osawa's wife may be collaborating with Tanaka. Oh, that's right, because the affair might change the fate of the world as we know it. I remember that from Minorikawa's route.
Let's have an affair. No.
Yeah. Okay. So, Maria, we are at a keep out. Achi, we have a bad end, and everyone else has not started their route yet. So, who do you want to do?
Let's try. Wait, who didn't have? Wait, who was the one that you said no bad end?
Maria has a keep out.
Oh yeah, let's help out.
Well, we don't have the jump yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. But, okay, let's go for Daddy.
I assume you mean Osawa.
Yeah, Dad.
All right.
He looks like he's having a hard time right now.
Oh, he is definitely having a hard time right now. I've never truly trusted anyone, not on a fundamental level. Human beings are a type of organism that I can't get a true handle on through mere surface interactions. I'm going to close the chat so you can actually read the thing. And the very fact that I have never trusted anyone else means that inevitably, no one else has ever trusted me. In the end, maybe the root of all my problems can be traced back to my heart. I feel like we're doing some Kingdom Hearts shit right there.
Right, what's happening? Sir, are you okay?
He is not okay. His entire world has just been turned upside down in the last 24 hours. As he waited for Minorikawa to contact him, Osawa thought about his current crisis. Assuming Tanaka was behind the kidnapping, then he must have accomplices. And these criminals had mistakenly abducted Maria in their attempt to get at the antiviral drug that was in Hitomi's blood. Maria and Hitomi were fraternal twins, but they looked similar enough to be mistaken for identical twins. Still, Tanaka would never confuse the two. The mix-up must have been made by some criminal who didn't know Maria or Hitomi personally. Insisting that Hitomi bring the ransom to the train station was obviously their solution. It had set her up for a second abduction. But piecing together this much of the kidnapper's plan only raised a different question. Why had Tanaka shown him those emails from Hitomi? Wouldn't the criminals want to keep information like that hidden? The more Osawa thought about things, the less sense they made. Just who are my true allies, and who are my foes?
Host before host. No, just kidding. Mr. Osawa, a delivery has arrived for you.
It was Kajiwara at the study door. Come in. Kajiwara stepped into the room and handed Osawa a letter-sized envelope. Osawa checked the label. Coming. The official Kamiki fan club membership application enclosed. Oh, whoops, I forgot. Give me a second. I missed that. Okay, so coming requires a 1,000 yen initiation fee and yearly dues of 3,000 yen. Membership grants several perks, including the opportunity to reserve concert tickets in advance of the general public. Osawa is fond of the members-only website content, which includes Ayakamiki's blog and exclusive videos. You know, that's not too bad for a fan club.
Yeah.
Like, $10 initiation and $30 yearly due. Like, if you simp hard,
If you sleep
Yeah.
hard enough, Aya Kamiki will be your wub
Hmm.
wubs.
Look, you can get a new waifu. It's fine. Um, right. He had requested the application the day he'd gotten back from overseas.
Would you mind opening that?
Kajiwara asked apologetically. What for?
I want to see the goods. It's just like to check the content of any packages you received today. Sir, it's possible the kidnapper may try to make contact you by mail. That's true, and he knows he likes her.
Hmm.
So
Osawa opened the envelope. Inside, he found the expected application, along with several postcards featuring pictures of the singer. Kajiwara peered pointedly at the postcard images.
you must really like her.
The detective said. And just what kind of music do you listen to then? Osawa asked, staring at one of
I
the postcards.
I am a cultured swine.
It was a striking photo that showed off Kamiki's expressive eyes.
Let me think. Mostly classical, I suppose.
He is a man of culture.
Oh yeah, he's like super hella cultured.
Osawa raised a quizzical eyebrow.
You know, like
Oh, sorry,
Mozart,
Kajiwara continued.
like
Sorry.
Mozart and Chopin, like the
Well,
like
his name is Chopin.
Chopin, but Chopin, yeah.
Mozart is obviously Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, 1756 to 1791. He was an Austrian-born music prodigy and classical composer. Famous works include the Marriage of Figaro, the Magic Flute, and Symphony Number 41, known as the Jupiter Symphony. And Chopin is Frédéric Francois Chopin, 1810 to 1849, composer and pianist of the early Romantic era. Famed as a national musician of Poland, left behind numerous solo piano works. Famous works include his Nocturne, Op 9, number 2, and his Piano Sonata number 2, which is a banger. I'm I really like Chopin. Anyways, he
He's
hummed
a
a few
great
bars.
man.
Can't
We stand Chopin in this house.
We do. Like, I'm sorry, when you have to play a lot of piano shit, you get your favorite composers, and Chopin was mine.
Get
Can't
it.
can't say I've ever heard them.
Are you serious,
Kajiwara looked shocked. I'm familiar with the names, of course. I just never had much of an interest in music.
bruh? Well, that's a shame. A shame. Would you care to listen to a piece right now? Ooh, let's get.
All right, will we or no?
Let's listen to some because I feel like we're very agitated, and maybe some classical music will help us chill the fuck out.
Besides, like, I sort of feel like we're vibing with Kajiwara at the moment.
Oh yeah.
That's probably going to change, of course, but
Oh yeah. 100%.
uh,
No doubt.
I suppose I may as well. Now that he brought it up, Osawa was curious to know what kind of music Kajiwara enjoyed. The detective pulled a digital music player out of his pocket.
Good guide. Here we go.
Osawa slipped the attached earbuds into his ears.
Listen to this beautiful music. Like angels.
Like all you can hear is the sound of a gong. I'm not entirely sure why they chose the music here. He heard a flow of quiet strings that was soon joined by bold, dramatic horns. As the piece continued, it grew even more profound and complex, and Osawa could feel his spirit calming. He took a deep breath, then expelled it through his nostrils. It felt as if the toxic gloom that had filled him was departing with the air. Before he knew it, nearly 10 minutes had passed.
What do you think?
It's quite nice.
I told you, girl. Okay, the theme of this piece is
Kajiwara paused for a moment and thought.
well, it's about how erudition can be boorishness.
Erudition is accumulated knowledge. The term often connotes an advanced and/or esoteric understanding. Displaying a moderate amount can impress others, but pompously flaunting it is bound to put them off. So basically, don't be a know-it-all. Thank you. If I hadn't met you, I'd never have discovered this piece. He spoke the words unthinkingly, with unaccustomed frankness. Was,
I got you, girl.
was this the power of music, then?
It's the happy pulse. I'm very happy to hear that, sir.
I'm glad that this, like, 50-year-old man is suddenly realizing that music is good.
God damn it.
Look, this is character development right here. It's
Oh
fine.
yeah. We stand a good man who likes his classical pieces.
hmm Osawa gazed at one of the postcards as he let himself be drawn back into the music. Aya was scooping up handfuls of mystical blue sand. The
Oh,
grains dripped down from her fingertips.
hot.
I feel like I could be in this photo here, Osawa muttered. Like I've lived my life letting so many things slip through my fingers.
That's deep.
It's very deep. Kajiwada thought for a moment before responding.
I think anyone who's worked hard to accomplish something and focused for a long time on that one thing is susceptible to those kind of feelings.
Accomplishing something means getting results. That's not where my problem is. Osawa removed the headphones and gave back the music player. You told me not to hide things from you, right? Kajiwada nodded silently. Then allow me to speak frankly. Leaning back heavily in his chair, Osawa took another deep, slow breath.
You're a vampire? No.
I'm anxious. So anxious that it's almost crushing me.
Given the circumstances, sir, that's completely understandable.
No! Osawa spoke up before Kajiwada could finish. It's not that. It's not that at all. He shook his head vigorously. If the worst should happen to my daughter, how am I going to feel, I wonder? I'm not a man with a wide range of emotions. My heart is always cold somehow. And the truth is, I've wanted it to be that way. Which is why, if I do lose my daughter, my heart might remain unmoved. I may not even be able to feel a father's sorrow. That's what I'm anxious about.
Damn, boy.
He felt his emotions twist inside him in a way that was utterly confusing. For perhaps the first time in his life, he realized how fickle a thing the human heart could be.
It's alright, sir.
Kajiwada flashed him a carefree smile. What's alright?
People who really have cold hearts don't worry about that sort of thing.
The detective held out his music player again.
Here, I'd like to have this. You to have this. Wow, please give it another listen if you'd like. I think it might help you calm your nerves.
Osawa took the offered device. He had dared to open up to Kajiwada just a little, and to his own surprise, he felt grateful for it.
Are we besties now?
Oh my god. The banana's back.
You want to touch the banana?
No.
And how about one of these as well?
The detective produced a banana from his pocket.
Why do you have that there?
I'm fine, thanks. Also, I'm glad that's a banana in your pocket and you're not just happy to see me.
Oh, sir, that's where you're mistaken. I'm always happy to see you. Are you sure?
All right, are we sure or do we want to take it?
No, let's not touch any bananas today.
Banana is not perfect.
A banana is not perfect for this situation in specific.
I'm sure. Osawa spoke firmly, then his expression softened a little. You know, you've been getting on my nerves all day.
I'm good at that. Really? Really? And here I thought I'd been doing what I could to soothe your spirits, Mr. Osawa.
It's actually been a real long time since I've yelled at anyone quite so much. As the words left his lips, Osawa found himself thinking back to one particular rainy day.
Crawling in my skin. Okay, no.
Maria had been in 5th grade at the time. Osawa was standing in his daughter's room. In his hands, he held the letter she'd left behind. He happened to glance out the window and saw Maria walking along, soaked from head to toe. In an instant, Osawa was consumed with rage. Maria had left a note. It read, Dad, you only pay attention to Hitomi. You're too busy with work to play with me, so I'm running away from home.
Oh shit!
Struck by an impulse he didn't quite understand, he ran from the room, heading for the front door. Maria had just gotten back inside. Osawa met her silently in the entryway. Wet strands of hair clung to the girl's forehead as she looked up at her father with a bitter glare.
You don't care what happens to me, do you? Bitch.
Impulsively, he slapped her face. Maria's cheek turned red and tears welled up in her eyes. Osawa's anger transformed abruptly into guilt. He gazed down at the palm of his hand and saw a tiny spot of blood. He was shocked by the recognition of what he'd just done. And then he was afraid. Afraid that his daughter could bring such raw emotion out of him and make him do something so thoughtless.
Is something wrong, Mr. Osawa?
Kajiwara was leaning in, looking concerned. Osawa came back into the moment with a start and realized that he had buried his face in his hands. No, he muttered, looking up. Just getting angry, yelling at people. I'm not good with that sort of thing. I don't like it. He picked up the music player and fidgeted with the earbuds as he spoke.
That's a mood, sir. Well, getting angry and yelling at people, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that's just human.
It's human to do those kinds of things? I often said that he was cold and mechanical. Her sarcasm only underlined the fact that he'd always lived with, that he didn't know how to conduct himself like a human being.
If you get angry, you show it.
Kajiwara said.
You get sad, you show it. It's human nature to let other people know how we're feeling after all.
But what if doing that hurts the other person?
That's when you apologize, sir. Don't be an asshole.
Oh. It occurred to Osawa that he'd never tried to tell anyone how he felt before. He'd never felt the need to. Sir, you probably need a therapist.
We need to talk about our feelings,
Yeah.
sir.
And yet, right now, he suddenly felt that if his daughters were to appear before him, he might blurt out everything he'd ever left unsaid. It was a terrifying thought.
Darling,
I opened the door and stepped into the room.
are you having a crazy montage in your head again? The detectives are asking for you. It seems there's been a development.
We'll be right there. Osawa and Kajiwara hurried out of the room. I love how we sit on opposite ends of the couch.
Oh yeah, what a loving couple.
Very loving. Before the news was shared with the Osawas, the members of the investigation team quietly briefed Detective Kajiwara. Osawa and I sat on the sofa on the far side of the room, watching. They could see Kajiwara go pale. He wiped the sweat from his forehead with a handkerchief several times. Bad news, Osawa thought.
Mr. Osawa, ma'am?
Kajiwara shuffled his way over to them at last.
We've just gotten some word from headquarters.
He hesitated ominously. Osawa braced himself. Please, let's hear it.
First of all, your daughter had told me.
Kajiwara's expression was grim.
The body...
Mana? Come back. Please come back. Hello? Technical.
Hello?
Hi!
Hello?
Hi, can
Oh my
you
god,
hear
you
me?
couldn't hear me?
No.
I didn't hear. Okay, that's scary. Okay.
Not sure what happened
Anyway,
there,
the
but it
body-
seems to be working.
Right, that was so scary. The body of a young man named Achiendo was discovered near Shibuya Station.
Uh-oh. The name meant
Oh no,
nothing
did he
to
die?
Osawa. I mean, he we did know that he died.
Yeah.
Remember? Because we got that bad end.
Hmm. Why do we always end in a stabbing?
Because we're really good at it. Don't know it's something to be proud of.
In a building not too far from the scene,
The detective swallowed.
your daughter Hitomi was found dead.
Well, the happy couple did not end so happy.
Okay, that's like Romeo and Juliet level shit.
Mm-hmm. The world began to shake. Osawa staggered, reeling with sudden nauseating vertigo. No. No, it's not possible.
After that, your daughter Maria.
The words blurred together. He could no longer comprehend what he was hearing. Everything was wobbling, shuddering, distorting. Hitomi was dead? Hitomi.
Okay, which hole did it?
Yeah. At those words, Osawa's whole world went dark, as if someone had just yanked the curtains closed. Bad end. Number 50, Hitomi's death. Learning of Hitomi's death plunged Osawa into a pit of despair, unsurprisingly. This was the dark end of a chain of events that began with a simple, small decision. Someone else merely decided to abide by a little promise. Because of that, not only did Achi and Hitomi meet with disaster, but Osawa lost his mind as well. Keeping a promise is a noble thing, for sure, but right now, saving Achi, Hitomi, and Osawa is more important. Okay. Well, we know that all traces back to Minorikawa, so,
Who the bitch?
Yeah, really. Alright, Kano or Minorikawa?
Well, Minorikawa seems to be this weird thing that keeps making people die.
Yeah. He is definitely a catalyst.
Oh yeah. Pokemon! Wait a second. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. I don't know. Noriko stopped to let out a cry of frustration. I'm very frustrated right now. Daisuke Endo had asked him for a favor after their interview was done. He promised to tell the Wandering Angels that the dry ice machine they purchased wasn't defective.
Wandering Angels, Episode 5. At last, the climax of the play drew near. There was a whole string of troubles, but the cast soldiered on, and it looked like things were going to end all right. Then, backstage, Bondo noticed that the dry ice machine was acting strangely. Even after it had been turned off, the machine continued to churn out more dry ice. The producer, Tsukuzawa, demanded that the defective device be returned immediately, and so Tozuka, Bando, and Amo loaded it into their vehicle and left the theater. Continued in Episode 6. I don't necessarily know that putting it into a vehicle when it's still producing dry ice is a good idea, but I guess we'll find out in Episode 6.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys? Well, damn. That had completely slipped his mind. If he recalled correctly, the issue that once the machine started making dry ice, it would stop. If he ran back to the theater now, he'd lose about 10 minutes. But save some people, so. Mirogawa checked his wristwatch. Some people would be coming by the editing office before too long. He needed to prove to them that the next month's issue of 4-Star General Gossip was well underway, or else they'd refuse to wait any longer for repayment. And to do that, he needed to fill a minimum of 6 and 12 remaining blank pages. He couldn't afford to waste even a single second. This was an awkward position to be in. He needed to keep his promise to Endo.
Except for no, because he's gonna kill his son.
Oh yeah. Hooray! But he also needs to spend his time wisely. Bah, I guess I don't have a choice. Bah humbug.
All right. Are we gonna hurry on to the cafe, or are we going to go back for the dry ice machine?
We need to keep our promise or some people finna die.
No, we need to break our promise.
Oh, wait, break our promise?
We need to break our promise. Because remember, so he was headed to the... give me a second. I think I can bring it up. Bad end. Where's the bad... There's the bad end. Let's see. Someone else merely decided to abide by a little promise. Because of that, not only did Achi and Hitomi meet with disaster, blah, 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 blah. Keeping a promise is a noble thing, but right now saving Achi, Hitomi, and Osawa is more important. So we need to break our promise.
Okay, so... Okay.
Get you.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. There was nothing he could do about having forgotten. You hurried on to the cafe. Sorry, Endo. Sorry, Odai. You're just gonna have to let this one slide. I got Toyama's life on the line here.
And Achi's. And Hitomi's. And Osawa's.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of lives on the line right now.
Over this one thing.
Yeah.
He opened the door to the cafe with the practice of a regular.
Oh no, not this poor same cafe. Welcome.
Oh, shit. The waitress only got it far before her face fell.
You again?
Me? Hey, hurry up and get me a seat. She grinned wickedly.
I'm terribly sorry, sir, but we're all full at the moment.
You looked around, all of the seats were indeed filled.
As you can see, sir.
Really now? The waitress grin widened with triumph.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Guess I'll just right here. Let me get some power. What the fuck? Bitch? No. I'm gonna have to step down on this one. Bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamming his power cable into a nearby outlet, Minorikawa plunked himself right down on the floor and bolted his laptop. Oh yeah, time to get her done. The waitress watched in dismay. Then she turned to stare vacantly up at the ceiling.
Just do whatever you want.
She muttered vaguely. Thanks. I will.
You know, a person can only get away with being obnoxious for so long. Sooner or later, someone's likely to call the police. Oh, wrong voice, but you know what?
It worked. Minorikawa looked up from his work, startled to see the burning hammer salesman standing over him. Yeah, you're Mr. Yanagashita.
Thank you so much for stopping by earlier. Are you going to write your article here?
Yanagashita eyed Minorikawa's computer.
Ooh, that's the latest model, isn't it?
Look, I got no time to talk right now. Usually I do, but not today. Minorikawa opened his file. Look at this.
Ooh, what's this? Chaos at bogus weight loss drink sales demo.
Yanagashita read the copy aloud.
The organizer, Junichi Yanagashita, didn't merely have a whiff of deceit about him. His breath also stunk.
Sound good? Minorikawa asked. I wanted to make sure I gave an accurate impression.
Oh, I love what you've done with it. This is a great copy. Fantastic.
Is that sarcasm? Yanagashita turned to look at him with a manic grin. Yeah, isn't it? In a flash, Yanagashita went from grimming to livid.
Like hell it is! You think I'm gonna just let you write something like that?
Yes,
Da, 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 da.
Snatching up the computer, Yanagashita bolted out of the cafe. Bitch, I need that. I need that shit. Ah. Hey, get back here! Minorikawa leapt to his feet in pursuit. Wow, this bitch.
I
Oh
love
wow,
him.
they're going places. I think these two characters are the most chaotic, and just having them in the same it just spells disaster. As he sprinted madly along, Yanagashita turned down a narrow alley. Murakawa stayed close behind, desperate not to lose sight of him. His query began to lead him way through the back alleys of Shibuya. This guy clearly knew his way around town. By Miyashita Park, they zipped up onto a pedestrian bridge. Just there, where the heck was this idiot going? I do not tolerate this. Halfway across the overpass, Yanagashita suddenly stopped. Confused, Miyakawa stopped as well. Give that bag, he called. Oh wow. Yanagashita flashed a mocking grin and dangled the laptop over the railing. Uh-oh. Miyakawa lunged toward him, but it was already too late.
Bye-bye.
The laptop left Yanagashita's hand and went spinning down through the air. No. As the two men struggled, Yanagashita himself toppled over the railing.
Oh no.
Okay. Without hesitating, Miyakawa jumped down as well. Oh fuck! Did we die? Minorukawa landed hard. As he struggled to regain his breath, he looked around and saw Yanagashita beside him. Incredibly, the laptop was safe in the charlatan's grasp. I'll be taking that. Apparently, he'd somehow managed to catch it in midair. Before Minorikawa could be too relieved, however, Yanagashita got to his feet and took off running again.
And I'd like to point out, those are not running shoes.
Yeah, what the hell are they? Look like tap shoes. Get back here, you little weasel!
I don't think so!
This Yanagashita guy was infuriating. And that's coming from me. And he was really fast. Minorikawa considered himself a decent runner, but he couldn't manage to get on Yanagashita. So one of y'all did track in high school.
Yeah, really.
And
it was not Minorikawa.
Oh yeah. If running away was a competitive sport, this guy would be a world-class superstar. As he ran along, a peculiar thought occurred to him. Hold on a minute. If he hates my copy that much, shouldn't he have wanted my computer to break? Why'd he go out of his way to catch it like that? Made no sense at all. Now I'm sus. Hey! Minorikawa shouted, gasping between breaths. What are you planning to do with my laptop? Yanagashita glanced back to him.
Gonna sell it! Sorry about this!
Of course, eBay. What? Minorikawa was taken aback.
Consider it compensation for defamation of character. In the civil sense, the act of unlawfully damaging another person's character or reputation in the public eye. In the criminal sense, the act of disseminating damaging facts about an individual to an unspecified large number of people.
Come on, get real. It can't be defamation if the article hasn't run yet.
Then consider it an advance on the compensation.
Well, this was so nonsensical it made Minorikawa's head hurt. Usually I can take a lot of shit. But now at least he knew why Yanagashita had dived after the computer. The thief continued to weave his way through the side street. His speed didn't diminish in the slightest. Damn it, this guy was too much experience running away. No, you don't even know, bitch. You don't even know. Minorikawa's stamina began to fade. And finally, he lost sight of his query. But that didn't mean he was ready to give up the search. There were articles on that computer that were right on the verge of completion. Whatever it took, I had to get it back. Yanagashita had said he was going to sell it. Where would he be headed then?
Alright. Was he headed to the sales demo venue? To a knick-knack shop? Or Endo Electronics?
We know that they were going to Endo Electronics, and that's where we stopped them.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't go there.
Like, I assume it's a little bit different because he probably wouldn't ask them about SOS if he didn't have the laptop to write the thing on. But, I think we might want to be safe. Rather than sorry on that one.
Let's go back to the sales demo, because, I mean, that's where he was at.
Alright.
Probably headed to the sales demo venue. Maybe I was planning to find some more customers and auction the laptop off to them. Like a bitch. Damn. That guy had led him on a wild goose chase. Whee! Minarikawa ran along Center Guide towards the Nokane building where the sales demo had been held. Before he got there, however, a glance to one side stopped him in his tracks. Aha! Sure. Oh, easy money. He had spotted the knick-knack shop where he'd run into Miku about 2 hours earlier. Out in front was the poster that read, "We buy computers at top prices." Now he was certain Yanagashita must be in here. We chose wrong, guys. Anyway. There you are, Yanagashita. Minarikawa burst into the shop center guy, an accusing finger pointing squarely at the thief.
Listen, there's no way I'm buying a computer that doesn't have a power cable. Details, details. All you sell here is junk anyway.
Yanagashita and the shopkeeper had gotten into an argument. Midorikawa recognized the shopkeeper. It was the guy that he run into at the roadside earlier. That computer belongs to me, Minorikawa shouted. He marched up to them. Give it back! Yanagashita clutched the laptop to his chest.
I need the money.
Knock it off, you're acting like a child. Minorikawa tried to slap him out of his tantrum, but Yanagashita ducked to avoid the blow. And then, bizarrely, Yanagashita froze. A fierce anime gleam came into his eyes.
That.
He broke into an incomprehensible stammer.
That's it!
Yanagashita snatched up a flyer that his gaze had fixed on.
Iron stomach, huh? This right here is my little bluebird of happiness.
Great.
You know what? You can have this.
It's mine anyway. Yanagashita shoved the laptop back in Minorikawa's arms.
And welcome to it, you idiot. I don't need no worthless computer.
Bitch, you're the idiot, Buster. Minorikawa smacked Yanagashita across the face.
Ow.
Ew. Hitting him felt good. He decided to do it again. Minorikawa shoved Yanagashita towards the shopkeeper. Hand this guy over to the police, he said.
No, not the police.
Yanagashita pleaded. Can it, you thief? You try to rip me off, and you have no idea how much is riding on my work. You deserve 10,000 deaths.
Honestly, you'd think that dying once would be sufficient. 10,000? Isn't that taking things a little too far? I'm sorry already and give up.
Finally, the guy was ready to surrender. Minorikawa let his guard down for a little moment.
Like hell I am.
Switching gears in an instant, Yanagashita took off running at full speed. This again. Get back here, you bastard! Minorikawa was already in pursuit. I ship it. No. He's stuck with Yanagashita as far as Koendori before losing track of him. The guy sure knew how to make a getaway. Practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing hard, Minorikawa stopped and took a look around the area. As he did, he heard a cell phone ringtone from somewhere nearby. It was the new single from the pop singer Aya Kamiki. Yeah! Could that be Nagashita's phone? Could be. Somehow, he struck Minorikawa as the type of guy who'd have a ringtone like that. It seemed worth looking into anyhow. He had nothing else to go on.
I love how this man is sitting here going, I have so much to do, and has decided that, you know what, we're just gonna chase after this guy.
Yeah, I mean, if we already have the laptop, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the point after going after him? Like, are we supposed to see Achi or some shit? Like, anyway, Minorikawa shifted his gaze around, trying to locate the source of the sound.
Uh-oh. I think there's a bomb.
Shit, there's a bomb. Who the fuck? Suddenly, a massive fiery blast knocked him from his feet. By the time he realized that it was an explosion, his senses were already shattered. What just happened? He couldn't see, he couldn't hear, he couldn't move his body. Where am I? For a while, all he could feel was an intense pain, but soon after that, faded away. Then, there was only darkness.
So I think there's a bomb.
Did we die?
Bad end, number 48, an unexpected explosion. Chasing Yanagashita led Minorikawa to the wrong place at exactly the wrong time. This wouldn't have happened if Yanagashita hadn't run when he did. If the MMA fighter Miku Morita comes to the knick-knack shop, she'll interrupt their argument, and things might turn out differently.
What?
I mean, we know that we talked to Miku earlier as, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I think we've got time for one more. We have changed Achi's fate, we have Kano, or we can start trying to play around with Maria's route, although we might want to wait for that.
Yeah, we might want to wait. Let's help Achi, because I'm worried for my boy.
Alright.
He's baby.
He is baby. We love Achi Endo.
Achi's baby.
Achi didn't slow his pace until they were nearing their destination. He turned to look back at Hitomi. It's only a little bit further now. Did you want to walk?
I'll be alright. Oh, Achi, look out!
Looking ahead again, Achi saw that they were bearing down on a young grade school girl. Her head hung in dismay. Alright, are we going to catch her up in our arms or take a leap to one side?
Let's, I guess. He's such a gentleman, but this is hard because I know he's a gentleman and he'll probably catch us, but I feel like if we slowed. Oh, wait.
We're gonna stop either way. We're not just gonna like pick up this girl and keep running.
Right. Alright, let's be gentlemanly.
So what would you like to do? Catch her up or leap away?
Let's catch her and be nice.
Alright. Achi hurriedly caught the girl up in his arms. The maneuver kept her out of harm's way, but the momentum swung her high into the air. She dropped a sheaf of papers she was carrying. As luck would have it, the papers fell amidst the trash scattering alongside the road. Whoops! Sorry! Achi stopped to gather up the sheets of paper, noting that each was adorned with some sort of writing. Here. Looks like they kinda got messed up, though. The pages had landed in some kind of spilled liquid. Most of them had gotten stained.
It's alright.
The girl said gloomily.
You should just throw them away.
It's not like I can sell them now anyway. You you're going to sell them?
Hitomi asked.
We're sorry. Do you think you'll be able to redo them? Achi is there. Wait, Achi, is there a stationery store around here?
Yeah, up at the top of Dogonzaka, Achi said. Here. He took a 5,000 yen note from his wallet and offered it to the girl. To buy new paper. I know I can't replace the stuff you wrote, but... The girl eyed the money doubtfully.
But
It's fine. Go ahead, take it.
thank you very much.
The little girl spoke with surprising formality, then she turned and headed up Dogonzaka. Achi gathered up the trash and tossed it into a garbage bin before he and Hitomi continued on their way. 'Cause we don't fucking litter.
Mm-hmm. And this how?
We are a good boy. Achi led Hitomi to an old multi-tenant building. They hurried inside and headed up the stairs. Behind the reception window on the second floor sat the custodian, sleeping on the job. The custodian is Yukinori Kitajima. His main job is overseeing the monitoring room for the local surveillance cameras, but on the side he also works as a novelist and game scenario writer. He often sleeps on the job during his free time, but sometimes while he's asleep he gets his writing done. Just recently, a certain game was released, set in Shibuya, but since he wrote the scenario and emailed it to the game company while he was asleep, he didn't know about it until just the other day. Hey! Wake up, man! Achi gave the window a tap, and the man woke with a start.
Achi, don't scare me like that.
That's one cheat too many. And wow, you sure seem to have a lot of free time on your hands.
Achichi.
Achichi.
That's kind of cute, Nuggets. Yeah, I've been by to check today, but that's not so bad, right? I mean, I guess it is the surveillance room, but still.
The man let out a big yawn. My dad asked me to come down here and check on the security monitors, actually, Aji said.
Sorry to bother you when you're busy.
Aji, Hitomi added with a polite bow.
Huh? Who are you? With Achichi? I'm Hitomi Osawa. It's nice to meet you. Oh ho ho! Achichi's got a girlfriend!
Again, too many cheese there, and that's none of your business. Just let me have the key. Hoping his blush wasn't too obvious, Achi mimed unlocking a door.
Okay, no brains. You won't answer a simple question and you want me to hand over that key? Oh, rude. Yes, I'm his girlfriend.
Yay! Hitomi said.
We've just started dating, so I'm sure I'll be seeing more of you, sir.
She flashed a winning smile.
Oh. Well, that's a surprise. Never thought Achichi would land a fine lady like yourself.
The surprised custodian held out the key.
Good for you, Achichi.
Still one cheat too many there. But yeah, dating. Achi gazed into Hitomi's face, even more surprised than the custodian.
The key. Oh, that's
the key dangled, swaying to and fro like a pendulum between Achi and the man behind the counter.
Achi?
Hitomi said, nudging him in the side with her elbow.
Come on.
Oh, right. Snapping out of it, Achi took the key and headed up to the next floor.
We're boyfriend and girlfriend now.
They're so cute.
Fucking finally. I'm sorry.
Hitomi said as they entered the monitoring room.
For just saying we were dating like that. I mean, it was a pretty clumsy lie.
No, it was just kind of sudden is all. I was just a bit jittery, I guess. Achi felt his cheeks color again.
I mean, I figured I had to say something or he wasn't going to cooperate.
Hitomi said. She looked a little embarrassed herself.
I'm sorry, I didn't make things weird.
No, 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 Achi said. No, it wasn't weird at all. Actually, it was kind of... He stopped himself there. Now,
Kind
kind
of.
of... Now wasn't the time for that sort of conversation. They needed to find that blue minivan.
It's always a time for that.
Exactly. Look, what if we die again?
Right. You can't tell her our feelings.
The surveillance camera monitoring room was really just a big office with a single computer. Achi knew it well. So, this is the monitoring system, he explained. He switched on the computer. We can see all of downtown Shibuya from this one computer. Hitomi gazed impatiently at the monitor, even though it wasn't showing anything yet. The look of sheer determination on her face held Achi enthralled. You talk about how attractive your sister is, Achi murmured. But as far as I'm concerned, right now, you're the lovely one, Hitomi. Hitomi looked at him uncertain. I mean, look at the lengths you're going to and the risks you're taking to save your sister, Achi said.
I can't bear the thought that something might happen to her. And the last time we were together, I said such horrible things.
Plenty of people do bad things without even realizing they're bad. Never mind trying to fix it.
I'm just doing what I think is right.
Yeah, but these days, most people don't do the right thing. Heck, if they did, Shibuya wouldn't be covered in trash like it is. Me, I appreciate it when someone really cares about the things that are important. Doing the right thing is a matter of course. That's very attractive. Achi blushed as he said it, and Hitomi shyly looked away. I think the system is ready. Turning to the computer, Achi hastily changed the subject. This thing's so simple, even I know how to use it. Clicking on the mouse, he brought up a row of 4 windows on the monitor. Each window showed a different view of the Shibuya cityscape. The image quality is not great, but that's because it's being updated on a 2-second delay, I guess. Achi tapped on the keyboard, bringing up shots of different locations. He clicked on one of them in order to enlarge the image.
Maybe we really can find that minivan with us.
Hitomi was practically glued to the screen. My dad's the one who designed the security system.
Your dad must be pretty amazing. I mean, he made you. Oh!
Well, he graduated top of his class at Tokyo Denko University. He always said he could have had a career in computer engineering, but he took over the electronics shop so that he could marry my mother instead. Tokyo Denko University is a prestigious national university founded over a century ago. Applicants who place highly on the entrance exam can receive a full scholarship. Achi's father was one such attendee. The school has supported extensive research into the artificial intelligence and recently announced an AI program known as Body. While the computer is asleep, different personalities emerge, which have an impact on various normal thought processes, forming a network of more human-like thought patterns as a result.
That's such a sweet story. Do they run the store together then?
Achi shook his head. Nah, my mother died when I was 4.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He told me it sounded even sadder than Achi. Well, anyway, never mind that. Here, look.
Never mind my dead mother. Hey, look, this guy is running over a laptop.
Look at these two weirdos. The seedy-looking weirdo they'd run into at Geigo was on the screen. Huh? That guy again. Said weirdo was running all out, a laptop computer under one arm. He was being chased by a man in a long coat. That guy sure gets chased around a lot, huh? Achi said. When the weirdo slipped out of view, Achi switched to another camera. The new view showed the weirdo running again. By hopping from camera to camera, they could track him wherever he went. So long as we have these cameras, Achi said, This guy has nowhere to run. Nowhere to run, huh? The moment he said those words, they struck an odd chord in his mind. He remembered their repeated run-ins with the man with the cane, how the assassin had seemed always to know where to find them.
Achi, please.
Hitomi urged.
Stop messing around and let's look for the minivan.
Alright, are we going to continue to track him, or are we going to go to a different camera?
Go to a different camera. We might as well hurry and not waste time on those two.
Right, my bad. Achi switched over to a different camera. He continued switching views, scanning the streets of Shibuya, but there was no sign of a blue minivan anywhere. Still, they remained glued to the monitor.
Oh, that's me.
Hitomi took out her cell phone.
It's me. It's an email from Mr. Tanaka. Don't trust the bitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was about time for my mood to take a dip, Achi thought.
Okay. We're going there. What?
Hitomi blurted. She looked up from her phone.
Achi, Mr. Tanaka found the minivan.
He what? What does he say? Read it to me.
Okay. I ran after it, but he wound up losing sight of it. I was headed towards Jinan. That's what he said.
What about your sister? Was she inside?
He doesn't say.
Achi switched over to an array of surveillance cameras near Jinan. The few seconds the transition took felt agonizingly slow. Finally, 4 new images popped up. Achi quickly enlarged one of them. Hitomi let out a tiny gasp.
Yes.
There's the minivan. There on the monitor was the blue minivan. There was no doubt about it.
No doubt is that they were going to find.
Achi and Hitomi rushed from the building, speeding towards Jinan in an all-out run. Run, Achi! Run, Hitomi! Run, other guy who's looking for Miku.
Oh, wow. Other guy. Okay, is that a clue?
Let's see, it's a jump. Who's the other guy? Minorikawa.
Of course it's him.
Neither spoke. They simply dashed along in silence. Achi felt as if they'd been running a marathon and the finish line had finally come into view. They hooked a left at the station and darted past the Seibu department store. Aha! Achi pointed as he came to a stop. The blue minivan was still there, parked by the curb along the slight, hilly incline. Leaving Achi behind, Hitomi started rushing up the hill. Alarm bells started going off in Achi's mind. Someone from the kidnapping crew was in that van. It was dangerous to approach carelessly. Alright, are we going to tell her stay back, don't get too close, or Hitomi, wait!
Oof. Well, I feel like she died or something. So don't get too close. Wait, that's the same thing, right?
I mean, we're telling her to stop, either way.
Okay.
It's just how do you want to tell her to stop?
Don't get too close.
Alright. Stay back! Don't get too close! Achi shouted. But she didn't appear to hear his cries. The hope of rescuing her sister had driven all else from her mind. Achi started to run after her. Hitomi had reached the vehicle already. She brought her face close to one of its windows, but the tinted glass obscured the view inside. Hitomi circled around to the minivan's other side. Achi saw her grasping at the door. She slipped out of his view for just a moment.
Oh, wow.
So we found the bomb.
Oh. And that was the first not animated, but live act, like that thing.
There was a thunderous explosion and a gout of flame tore the roof off the minivan like it was made of aluminum foil. Hitomi! Horrified, Achi charged through roiling smoke, searching for Hitomi. He saw two figures sprawled on the street, several meters from the van. Hitomi and Kanan. Hitomi! Wake up! Achi cradled her in his arms, and her eyes drifted open faintly. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Hitomi didn't appear to understand him. Her only response was a blank, dazed look. There was a small patch of red on her face. Achi wiped it gently away with a finger. He saw no further signs of bleeding. She must have been splattered by someone else's blood then. As far as he could tell, she hadn't been gravely injured. Achi let out a sigh of relief. Hitomi. Oh, that's Kanan.
Hitomi, is she alright?
Kanan stirred on the ground. Her clothes were scorched in places, and she was bleeding from her head. Kanan. Did you save her?
Is she alright?
Yeah. What about her sister? Kanan didn't respond. No. It can't be. Achi went to look inside the van. Amidst the smoke and the flames, he could make out the outline of a body. What happened here? Achi had to look away.
Get Hitomi out of here. Hurry. If those guys show back up.
Kanan's face twisted up with pain. All right. Achi settled Hitomi carefully in his arms.
Wait, I need to tell you something.
Kanan's pained gasp called him back.
Alphard.
Huh?
Alphard, that's the name of the mastermind. I'm sure it'll come up if you keep pursuing this. But if you value your life, don't get involved with Alphard any further. Now go.
Okay, and thanks. With Hitomi in his arms, Achi hurried from the scene. This is like a Superman movie.
Oh yeah, look at that shit.
Like, not looking at the explosion, got the girl in our arms. He wasn't sure where he was heading. He just wanted to get away, wherever that meant. Uh-oh, we are having Skype issues again. Hello? Are you back? Hello? I do not know what happened. Guess we'll wait for a moment. I also found out I did not plug in my computer, so... Oops. Uh-oh. What did I press? There we go. Are you back? No? Alright, well, we hit the to be continued. So I guess, with Mana, suddenly gone, Mana's power went out. Let's see. So, we are going to end here for tonight then. I think it's a good time to end. So, next stream is Thursday, not Thursday, today's Thursday, Tuesday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. I will hopefully be doing Phoenix Wright at that point. So hopefully we've got the full crew back, hopefully without power outages and illness. Otherwise, we will see you guys then. Have a good night and wash your hands, wear a mask. See you guys next week. Have a good weekend, everyone.